So there's this interesting idea in the meditation realm called no self, and it's rather vague and confusing for a lot of people. And here's what it's all about. If you've meditated for quite some time, this isn't going to happen to a beginner, but if you've been meditating for a while, you'll start to realize that your mind wanders by itself. It just wanders through thought processes, memories. It projects you into the future. You start thinking about future events, past events. And as you keep bringing yourself back into the present moment, what you're going to realize is that these processes happen by themselves. So there's this idea of no self, which is kind of the counter of what a lot of people think of as being, having a soul and having a body that's sort of possessed by this soul. Okay, so there's two ways of looking at this. There is one thing, it's called duality, which is where you believe that you have a soul and your body is kind of possessed. I know that's kind of a weird word to say, but your body's possessed by the soul and you're controlling your body with your soul, okay? But there's another idea called non-duality, which basically, it doesn't discount that you have a soul. Basically, it just says they are one and the same. So after observing thoughts and watching thought processes through meditation for a long time, it takes a long time, a lot of experience, you start to realize that there is no separation between those two. There is just, the thoughts happen by themselves. We're not actually controlling them. So it becomes more and more clear the longer you do it. So after a while, you start to see through this illusion that there is a control, something inside of us, like we're sitting somewhere in our brain or behind our eyes is this consciousness that is able to control our thoughts, which is not really true at all. So unless you meditate a lot, you can't really see through that illusion. So basically, our thoughts happen by themselves. We don't do anything. Like we're literally, it's just literally our programming, and we're able to observe those thoughts. And we're able to stop them or influence them. And we're actually able to do some control, like we're able to kind of choose what we want to think about, or, we can do work. We can, if you have a job, you use your brain and you're using your thought processes to do that. But you'll find that if you actually pay attention to your thoughts, most of the time we're just lost in thoughts. We're lost in these thought processes. And the more you pull yourself back from that and just observe them, the more you realize that they happen by themselves. And it's just our basic programming. So interestingly enough, once you are able to see through this illusion of what's called duality, you have a little bit more control. It's basically mindfulness. You're able to observe your thoughts. You still have them. It still feels like it's still you having these thoughts, but you're able to kind of like step back a little bit and go, okay, I'm aware of this now. I don't necessarily have to be those thoughts or those emotions right now. Okay, now I have a little bit of space to process it and to just realize that these thoughts and emotions are really just happening on their own. And you can kind of stop them, or you can make them worse by feeding those thoughts with more thoughts. So basically, the idea of no self is that there really isn't a separation between your mind and your body, and that the mind just works on its own. If you don't believe that, then you can just think about dreaming for a minute. Like, we go to sleep and our conscious mind shuts off part of it, and then but our brain is still working, and that's why we have dreams, because we're still having thoughts even when we're asleep. So anyway, I just wanted to say something about that because it's pretty interesting, and the farther down the road you go with meditation, the more it's kind of like a full circle back to the beginning, which is helpful in a way, I guess. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day.